Hello friends, it's Sunday, April 28, 2024 and it's 6:35 a.m. in the morning. So, on a normal Sunday, I shouldn't be waking up this early, but today my second child, Niana, wants to wake up early. So, here I am in the outside. So, in 2024, since January 2024, we left our condo and went back to live at the mother-in-law's house. And there is an open space right here. So there's a lawn where I can just walk. So it's a gated house and there's space for me to walk on. And while carrying Anyana, I did my short of an introduction to my quiet time or daily devotional, and then she wants to sleep and she likes to be sing into sleep. So I sung my favorite my favorite worship song, and the title is Goodness of God. Yeah, and while at it, I listened to the goodness of God from YouTube. So there's this advertisement about life book. So while listening to it, I just realized that I wanted to do a podcast. And it's been a while since my last podcast. But I'm not talking about things that happened in my life lately. God is just so good. All is well, and it's still there's still things that are messy, but I realize, and time again, the Lord God always reminded me how these little things, these storms in your life is, it's things that challenges you and are there to make you grow. So, life lately, it's good. And so why am I doing a podcast now? So I just had the thought in mind. If you can remember, or for those of you who know, I have published my own book in when I was 35. So I published my own book. That's year after year, I'm this type of person where leading to my birthday, I always what do you call this? Or not leading to my birthday, year on year, I would always want to do things productive, like productive personal things. So I like to just curate or look back at my life in such a way that it it glorifies God, and it's just amazing how things just unfolded. I'm a planner, but sometimes, not really sometimes, but along the way, I stop planning for myself. Of course, I still have plans, but what I do now is I have plans and I prayed about it so that it is aligned with God's plan to my life. So, you can say that I'm just going through the waves, going through the motions of where God will take me. And this time in 2024, I can say I'm living not really my best life, but the life that I think God is telling me to live. So, my first child, Onyara, is 5 years old. She will be 6 in October. And then just last December 2022, God surprises us with our second child, and that is Anyana. Now in 2024, she is 9 months old and will be celebrating her first birthday in July. And then coming August, I'll be Woo, I'm excited to be 38. So right now I'm 37, and 37 has 7 in it, and 7 is my favorite number because for me it's like 7 is the number of the Lord, and whenever I see 7 in everything, I would always be reminded that it's like God telling me to do something. So today I realized that I'm 37. So even though I thought of publishing my own book 10 years after I did my first, so I'm thinking of just creating a mini book. I don't know. But that's why I put it in a podcast so that when there are times that what do you call this? There are times that whenever I'm not really doing anything, I will just listen to my podcast and be amazed at the things that I have, what do you call this? I've talked about. So yeah, that's why I'm putting it here. I don't have time to do my mini book yet, but the idea is I'm gonna create a book about your chapter in my life. So yeah, your chapter. I mean, all of you that has touched my life in a way that changed me. Okay, so at least for me, every person that I have met and I have came into contact with throughout my lifetime, I realize are lessons that I learned along the way. So you might not know about it, but you've changed me by your stories, and I am super amazed at how generous people are with their story, sharing it with me, and trust that whatever it is that you've shared with me, it stays with me. Because there's this concept about gossip, right? And honestly, true in the truest and truly madly deeply, I'm not the type of person who indulge in gossip. Sometimes people might misunderstood things about what is gossip for me, but I don't really like linger talking about other people in, because I have so many things that I can talk about. God, I can talk about how good God is in my life and how good God is working through all the things that's unfolding within my circle, outside of my circle, in my company and all that. So I don't really have time to do gossip. But I just realized that talking about other people might not be gossip, but I think I can really write a book about all the things that I've learned from the people that I have come in contact with, that I met, or I come in contact with all sorts of people along the way. So why? Because number one, I'm very not really very, but I like talking to people. I don't shy away from talking to strangers and all that. And if you can believe it or not, whenever I'm just alone and just have time to have the time, I would always take my time to just get to know people, even if they're strangers. And yeah, I think that I have so many stories that I learned from them, from talking to the taxi drivers, to my habal drivers, to the ate where I bought things, and even with the janitors in the malls and the sales lady and all that. So even with even with associate directors for my company and all that, I don't shy away from talking to people. And yeah, I think I can organize something and share and do things about it, and not really to gossip, but just to how I use this information how I use the information to help me improve my life. And maybe along the way, I would remember, it's been so many years that year on year, I've accumulated so many friendship over the years, and sometimes I we have a limited, what you call this, we have a limited strength, right? And for me, now that I have my two children, and the demands of work is increasing, and yeah, there's just so many things at 37 right now that would what do you call this, that impales or stop me from just doing what I usually do, connecting to people. And to be honest, I sometimes forgot about people already. Like, if I don't have a list of all my closest friends, I have an Excel for that. Like, I have a list of all my closest friends, so I have an Excel, and it's an Excel worksheet so that I don't forget about them when I have my events. And I even have a list of all my best friends, because whenever I do that's, I don't know if I'm the only one who's doing that, but I actually have a list for everything. And I'm sure with all the stories that I've collected, with all the people that I have met along the way, I've written it somewhere. I used to people just fascinate me, their stories. Like, every person that I met along the way, they are books to me. I don't read a lot of books, but I talk to a lot of people, and to me, that's just, they are books that hasn't been written yet. And I'm just amazed at how people just, go through life and fight battles after battles. And sometimes, what do you call this? Their stories are just there. It could be learned. Like, not everyone has the gift of writing, right? And if others could not write their own stories, and I can, and it's something that can become a guidebook towards living, I want to do that. I want to do that. As to how, and how I can find time to do that in the craziness of my schedules now that I'm 37, I don't know. But God always finds a way for me. He always does. Like, I never have a vision without God's provision. So I'm putting it here, sending it as a letter to my future self, as a reminder that once in that one Sunday leading up to my 38th birthday, on my 37th year of this world, I thought about writing your chapter in my book. As to how and when I can have this vision into reality, I don't know. Only God knows. Your life is whatever it is that you're going through now, whatever it is that you're experiencing now, God already knows it. Your life is written in His book. So, to me, I can imagine that God has all this book in heaven, and then it has my name written on it, Kring. So whenever He opens that book, all the things in my life is already there. So nothing that I'm going through now is a mystery or a surprise to God. And yeah, so I hope I am living my life according to God's plan. So, going back to year chapter in my book? I don't know, but only God knows. And yeah, it's been 15 minutes of talking nonstop, and I hope I get to remember this. I get to remember this vision, and if you ever listen to this, you can talk about it to me, and yeah, just brainstorm about things, because if you're listening to this, for sure you're gonna be in my book. You're gonna be one of the pages in my book, and for sure I have learned something from you that's worthy to be part of those chapters. And that's it. Thank you so much. Have a good Sunday, and always remember that your life now is in God's book, and what you're going through is in God's hands. So go out there. It's Sunday. Just pray, connect to God, and listen to what He has to say. And that's it. Bye-bye. Have a good Sunday and a good life ahead. Till next time. Bye-bye.